and today I'm going to be finally doing an updated eyebrow routine. I haven't done one of these in such a long time. This one is going to be an affordable, really easy, very natural looking brow routine. I don't like anything too harsh. I feel like I finally mastered them the way that I really like them, and products that are affordable and easy to find as well. You can see the difference in the before and after. Filling in your brows and shaping them just really defines your whole face and really enhances all of your features, especially if you're wearing eyeshadow and stuff. It just really completes the look and I think makes a huge difference. All the products I use will be linked on my blog if you're interested in purchasing them, and I'll have discount codes and stuff like that on there as well. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that I'm going to do is just comb through my brows using a spoolie. This is just the other end of the eyebrow brush that I'm going to use in a minute. And then I'm just going to tweeze a little bit of what is directly underneath of my brow shape. So it's just these little hairs right here. Just nothing major. I like to keep my natural shape, and I think that's really important. I think you should try to just look at the shape that your brows already have and just go with it, and just try to clean up around the edges, mostly underneath. You really shouldn't have to tweeze much on top unless you have some really bad stray hairs. Like sometimes I just have a few like right here that I tweeze, but for the most part I just leave them. And I find that tweezing is much better than waxing or other methods, because waxing removes everything, so then when it grows back you're going to have a bunch of little black dots and you're going to have to actually remove more. But tweezing, you're only removing the hairs that are actually dark and you're not removing all the blonde hairs. Because I have a lot of like really fine light blonde hairs all through here because I can feel them, but they're not noticeable and I cannot see them, so why bother even pulling them out? I just kind of pull out the ones that are set apart from the natural shape, and your natural eyebrow shape is what's going to look good with your face. If you do want to totally shape them, just try to follow the basic rules of brows, and you just want to line them up with your nose right here, and that's where they should start. If your eyebrows are closer together, your nose is going to look smaller, and you don't want to go too wide because your nose is just going to look bigger and it's not going to look right on your face. So make sure they're pretty close together. It's just going to frame your face really nicely. And then your arch is going to go from your nose here across your pupil, and that's where your arch should go. And then you should also line it up with the edge of your eye and your nose, and that's where your brow should end. So you don't want them to end too far in. I see that a lot on girls and I don't think it looks right. You definitely want to have that tail there because that's going to frame the rest of your eye and look good with your bone structure and stuff. You can also put concealer over top the hairs that you think you want to trim before you actually pluck those. That way you don't end up removing too much and you can see how it looks before you go in and actually pluck them. So as far as in the middle, I don't really have a whole lot of hairs. If I just see a dark one, I will usually pull that, but I don't go through and totally remove all these hairs here. Because like I said before, I don't want to have a bunch of hair that needs to come off constantly if I were to wax or something. So this is a great way just to kind of remove what you can only see. This area right here I used to always remove when I was younger because it kind of sticks up and it never really like grew in very thick, and I just finally let it grow out, and I think it definitely is in line better with the other one, and I just keep it trimmed. So that's another thing I like to do. It actually doesn't even need it right now, but once these little hairs get above the line of the rest of my eyebrow, I just trim them with these little cuticle scissors that I have, and I just kind of take out like the corner so it's not like a boxy shape, and that just kind of lines it up. And that's an area that I actually fill in because it's still very sparse from where I used to always tweeze that off. So now that I've cleaned them up, now I'm going to go and fill them in. You don't have to fill them in if you don't want to, but I personally like to because they're too light for my hair. I do dye my hair darker, so they're much too light for my hair color. You can really see it in the natural light. And I also like to fill in the sparse areas. Like mine aren't too bad, but I do like to go in like right here and just kind of enhance the arch and then fill in the tail a little bit. One thing you want to remember when you're tweezing is to always do it in natural light so you can really see the hair so you don't end up over plucking or anything. And it also helps to step back from your mirror, and that way you can have a full look at your face. If you're up too close, sometimes it can distort like what you're doing. Also, when you're filling them in, I really recommend kind of stepping back because the light, if your light is above you, when it can cast down, it can kind of throw off how you're actually filling them in, so it really helps to step back when you fill them in. So I'm going to first fill them in using the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. I just picked this up a few months ago and I've really been liking it. This is an exact dupe, I think, for the Anastasia Brow Wiz. I used to use the Anastasia one, but that one is like $24 or $26, and it gets annoying to have to replace that all the time because it goes out so quickly on me. So I definitely like this. I don't like any of the regular pencils because they're just too thick. I think you need something very fine so you can really mimic natural brow hairs and create little short strokes instead of like drawing it on, and I just think this pencil is perfect for that. And then it has a little spoolie on the other end too, which is awesome for blending out. So I'm just going to kind of comb through these. And for this video, I'm going to be using 2 products. I'm also going to be using the NYX Tame & Frame, which is a brow pomade. You can use either or. I think just using the pencil is going to be more natural. You really have to be careful with a pomade because it can get too harsh, and if you don't know what you're doing when it comes to brows, this can be a little too much. But I definitely recommend this, especially if your brows are really sparse. This is excellent, just filling in those sparse areas and just drawing them on if you don't have much of a shape at all. You can also use powder, which I think is amazing at just filling in. It's really natural looking and stuff, but I like experimenting with these two. I especially like these combined. When I don't feel like doing a lot, I'll just use the pencil. When I actually do want to enhance my brows more, I will go over with the pomade, and that helps to darken and actually color the hairs because they're not the same color as my hair. So this really makes a difference as far as the shade and actually filling them in and coloring them right. But then the pencil is great for shaping and just filling in like the edges and stuff. So mine is in the shade Chocolate, which is also the same shade I would get in Anastasia one. It just matched perfectly. It's like a warmer brown. So all I'm doing is I usually just start here at the arch, and I just create little tiny strokes, and I just do it really lightly. I'm not pressing down very hard. You don't want to draw because that's really going to be too harsh. And then I start to kind of go down right here, and I try to keep it within the line. You don't want to go outside the line of your natural brow because that's going to make them too thick. You can even kind of hold it sideways, that way, you know, your skin is also touching the plastic part, that way you don't apply too much. And then I just flip it around on the other side and just comb through again, and this just helps blend it out and kind of diffuse the line so it's not such a harsh line and it looks more natural. A lot of times I just leave it like this. I really like the look of it, but I started to kind of notice that my brows, especially in pictures, kind of were taken away and they were a little bit lighter than my hair, so that's when I add in the pomade, and it really makes a good difference as far as coloring them to match. And then definitely in this area is where I go in with the spoolie and kind of soften those lines. And then I just go over to this side and I try to mimic that more square shaped that the other brow has, just so it matches. Sometimes they don't match though, which is okay. They're never going to look exactly the same, but as long as they're close, that's all that matters. So that's it for the pencil. I can totally just go like this. I think it looks great, and so if you want to just get one product, I would definitely recommend the pencil, or the NYX Eyebrow Cake Powder is awesome too. I do have those. I think I have another brow routine using those products, and I really like their cake powders. I think they're amazing. They come with a wax too. NYX just has awesome eyebrow products. I'm actually going to go ahead and just show you how I use the Tame & Frame. This is the Tinted Brow Pomade. This one is in chocolate as well, and you can see it's kind of like a gel eyeliner. It's the consistency, but it's a little bit drier. So for that I use an angled brush. This one came from a set I got from Walmart. It's a double-ended. I think the brand was Paris Presents, but I might be wrong. I always forget the brand, but if you can find this, it's a really great eyebrow brush because it's very small. It's not too thick or anything, so you can get a really precise natural line, and it has the spoolie on the other end. So I'm just going to use this to kind of lightly fill in. I'm barely picking up any product, just a really small amount, just kind of dabbing in, and I feel like this product's going to last forever because you really don't need a lot. And I'm just kind of filling in the middle. I'm not really creating a shape with them. I'm really just focusing this on the center part here where it's the thickest. And this is just going to help fill in any extra sparse areas and just really recolor them to where they match my hair more, is the purpose of this, I think. So I'm just going to go over that with the spoolie again to blend everything out so everything is nice and blended and not too harsh. Now for the final step, I'm just going to go over them with my NYX Control Freak Eyebrow Gel. Like I said, I love NYX products because they're really professional quality and they're affordable as well. Any brow gel will do though. The Maybelline Great Lash Clear Mascara is also great for this. It's really affordable, but I just like the size of this brush better. And if I don't do this, my eyebrows go all over the place because since my hair is curly, even my eyebrows tend to curl sometimes, especially these hairs, and they end up wild and just all over the place. So I really like to focus this gel on the outer side just to hold them in place. So that is it. It's super quick and easy. That's all I do on a daily basis. Sometimes if I really want to sharpen them out, I use a little bit of concealer around the edges. I might just apply a little bit of that right now just because my brows are a little red from the plucking. So that's it for my brow routine. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This video was very highly requested. Also, let me know what your favorite brow products are to use in the comments down below. I would love to hear. And I'll have the ones that I use linked on my blog if you're interested in purchasing them. I'm also going to have before and after pictures and stuff of my brows and the products, so you guys can check that out as well. I also wanted to let you know that I still have my Cetaphil giveaway going on, so you have until I think the 21st or something like that to enter that one. So I will have that video linked down below. If you're interested, you can win a whole Cetaphil skincare gift pack as well as the selfie stick, so that's awesome. That one's going on my blog. And I will have the giveaway winners for my Pacifica Beauty giveaway announced very soon. I hope to have that announced by this Saturday as long as I hear back from everyone. I haven't chosen the winner yet, but I plan to do that later on today, I promise. And if you want to see this top that I'm wearing and everything, I will have the haul video that I did recently with Fashion Nova linked down below where I showed a bunch of different outfits and stuff for summer. And I also did a Bobble Bar one too, so those videos will be linked down below if you're interested. I wanted to thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Bye everyone. The lace is just so pretty, and it also comes with this really nice belt. It's just like a light brown tan color, very high quality. All the clothes are very well made. I cannot complain at all. I love these. These